GW is a private university. Universities required GRE because it was computer science. Course curriculum here is quite simple. It offers scholarships to a lot of people. All those who have a work experience, they do not get a scholarship. PA-ships and library jobs, all of that takes time. Virginia and DC are like the hub for startups. So you do get a lot of career opportunities. When you apply to the university and as soon as you get the offer letter and everything, try looking up on the GW employment portals for your part-time job. The motive of coming to US that you get exposure from a different culture.
Hello everyone, welcome to College Dunya Study Abroad. My name is Anshika and today we have with us Prima, who is pursuing her Masters in Computer Science from the George Washington University. Hi Prima, welcome to the channel.
Hi, thank you.
So could you please begin by introducing yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone, my name is Prima Sanghvi and I am from Ahmedabad, India, and I started pursuing my Masters in George Washington in this spring semester 2023. Before that, I did my undergrad from Ahmedabad University. I graduated in 2021. Thereafter, I worked at TCS for 1.5 years as a software developer, and then I pursued my Masters.
That's great. Even I come from TCS,
so. Oh, okay.
So your undergrad was in computer science itself?
My undergrad was in information and communication technology.
Okay.
So which is again a broad field. Yeah. So it has all courses of computer science.
Makes sense. So how did you decide to come to George Washington University? What are the other colleges that you applied to?
So I was very picky when I applied to universities. I applied to like 5 to 6 universities. Few of them are Arizona State. I applied to Northeastern, Sunny Buffalo, Stony Brook, GW. I guess that's it.
Okay. Yeah. So how many admits were there for these?
Yeah, so I got 2 admits. I also applied to UMass Boston. Okay. I got an admit from there and I got an admit from George Washington. But George Washington had way better curriculum, so I decided to select it.
Okay. So how was the application process for you being a spring student? In US, it's typical fall. People try to come in fall. So there at that time, I think it's a lot of competition too, but spring also has a lesser intake.
Yeah. Now, actually, the time when I was applying, it was right after COVID. So even the number of applicants were more for spring. It was not just fall because there were a lot of people who didn't get into the fall semester because of 2 years of lockdown. A lot of people didn't apply. The reason being that spring again became a competitive semester this time. So less number of intake and more number of students. It was difficult to get admits in spring.
Sure. So what was the application process like? Did you take any tests like GRE, TOEFL and?
Yeah. So I gave my GRE in October 2020. After that, I gave my IELTS and I scored a 314 in GRE and 7.5 in IELTS.
That's nice.
And because of the COVID, every university had their own rules for GRE and IELTS. Some of them had waived off GRE, some had not. It also depends on your course, which course you are selecting. Okay. But for me, mostly all universities required GRE because it was computer science.
Yeah. So even when I applied in fall 2021, that was the peak time of COVID lockdown. So they had made it it was not mandatory, but you could submit to have a upper hand over
your application, right?
Yeah. So and the other application process would be the typical one SOP and 2 or 3 LORs.
Yes. Right. So it was like 3 LORs. I got 2 from my professors, 1 from my workplace, and I did write an SOP. I personally believe that your SOP does play an important role in your application, apart from your test scores, because test scores, a range of 300 to 320 is a very common range. Everyone lands somewhere in between. Yeah. So your SOP is what helps you stand out.
Yeah, for sure. Also, you specify what motivates you to be there and to be a little more specific why this college.
A specific thing where they can basically connect to you, like why do you want to do this?
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
It's not just, the scores, numbers telling what you are, but a paper that tells what exactly you think. And yeah. So coming to the George Washington University, how is the course
Mhm.
structured?
So the course curriculum here is quite simple. I mean, simple as in it has a good number of courses in data structures, algorithms. It also has courses of machine learning, game theories. Then comes database. Then they also have a lot of courses for software engineering. Those who want to pursue in SD roles, so they have diverse opportunities in every field. And selecting computer science, you have the flexibility to select whatever electives you like to.
Yeah.
So that gives you like it will give you the flexibility of selecting your major in whichever field you like.
Mhm, for sure. So what major have you decided, or it's just the first semester, so you're taking
So
it's
like first semester, I decided to take up all the mandatory courses. We have just 3 mandatory courses here.
Mhm.
Rest all upcoming semesters, I am free to select electives. So I have decided on selecting the courses related to software developments and maybe some of about machine learning or game theory, but I'm not planning to go towards data science.
Got it. I mean, that requires a lot of experience. I think data science,
Yeah.
machine learning is growing, but then also it requires a lot of prior experience.
It does. Like, and I'm not interested much in data science since I did my 1.5 years working as a software developer. That interests me more.
Got it. So, how many courses do you have to complete in total?
In total, it is like each course is 3 credits, so we
Mhm.
have to do 10 courses in total.
Okay, got it.
And I don't know if every university has this rule, but GWU does have that every semester, being an international student, you have to select minimum 3 courses
Okay.
to maintain your immigration
Yeah,
status.
that's true.
Yeah.
I think it's the same throughout US
Or
because the people I've
yeah.
interviewed and from the research I've done till now, I believe it's the same. You can just be a part-time student in the last semester, but
Right.
because you need to take 3 courses.
Right.
Okay, so are you doing like a course-based or a thesis-based master's degree?
My master degree is course based. I am not looking forward for research or thesis opportunities. I just want to learn the subjects about my relevant interest and move forward with some job.
Got it. That makes sense. So, what's the tuition fee for you for the whole?
So ideally, the tuition fee for 2 years, for 2 years, it is $58,000.
Okay.
Because GWU is a private university, but again it offers scholarships to a lot of people. Like almost 80%, 90% people have got scholarships up to 25 to 50%.
For a master's course?
Yeah, for the master's course.
That's great.
It does provide a lot of scholarship opportunities.
Okay, so do you have to do something differently to apply for the scholarship? How
Mm,
do you look
yeah.
forward to get a scholarship?
So you don't have to do anything, like there's no separate application for the scholarship. It comes within your offer letter that you've been admitted, and this much is the amount of the scholarship that you are offered.
Got it.
So yeah.
Did you get any such opportunities to have a reduced fee?
No, unfortunately, I've not got a scholarship opportunity. And from what I have heard after coming here from the students that I've interacted so far, all I have noticed that all those who have a work experience, they do not get a scholarship, especially in School of Engineering. Like business school and all don't have the same law, but School of Engineering people, those who have work experience, I've not seen them get scholarships.
Got it. It also might be dependent. I mean, it's a black box.
Like, yeah. Exactly. We don't know it for sure. It might be, but that's the pattern that I've observed.
Yeah. Also, it also depends on like submitting your applications early, because I've heard a lot of colleges do that. If you submit it much before, then you get into a pool where they have the scholarship thing.
Scholarships, yeah. That can be a possibility.
Yeah. So, how are the expenses in Washington? I mean, say your monthly rent and grocery.
So, Washington is comparatively expensive. DC is expensive. But again, George Washington University has for all students doing part-time, they have a minimum pay of 16.10.
Okay.
So that is higher than the minimum pay of universities in California or maybe Arizona, because they have maybe around 12.5.
Yeah.
So your expenses get covered if you are doing a 20-hour or 10-hour part-time job, and technically on an average you can count the rent to be around 700, and on top of that your groceries would be somewhere around 100 or 150.
Got it. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, in Virginia, we're like a small town and a monthly rent would be $500. So it's not that cheap. And like we live in a college town, so we get that, leverage of being in a small city.
Right. So like even since we are living close to the university, it is 700 now. If you move to Arlington, if you move to
Yeah.
Virginia, like you go a bit far from the university, the rents might get cheaper.
Yeah, for sure. But then the travel becomes another hassle. So
Yeah.
people should live close to the university so that they do
But
not spend a lot of time commuting.
that is right. The time gets consumed, but the commute and transit here is very easy because the metro is almost reachable everywhere.
Okay. So are you doing any part-times currently? Because it's your first semester, you'd be new here and
Yeah, so since it's my first semester, I did start applying as soon as I landed in DC. And the dining services, they usually provide jobs to almost everyone because they have a lot of openings.
yeah,
So I did get one in dining service.
sure. So you said the minimum pay was $16, right?
But for dining, it is $18 an hour.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Here also, I think dining is the first option people look at because it's easier to get in. They do not do a lot of background check and they don't need a lot of
Right.
experience, right? And it's easy to get one.
Right. Dining is always easy to get into.
Yeah.
TA ships and library jobs, all of that takes time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, from the next semester or maybe later in the third semester, you can
Like
look into.
like all of these libraries, there is library, there is admin work, there is IT department. All of them have job openings, but mainly for fall students.
Yeah.
So since we come in spring, the jobs are already occupied.
Yeah. You can try in fall semester again.
Yeah.
You get the upper hand because people decide really late if they want to join a university. So then
Right.
in summer you can maybe look at
Exactly.
TNR
So
opportunities.
it's always recommended to look for, if you have decided on the university, it's recommended to start emailing the professors or the looking for job on their portals before landing or going to the university.
For sure. So as you just came in spring, according to the US rules, you cannot like do an internship during summer. So
Right.
what are you planning to do in the summer? And
So my plan is to visit India again this summer, and then I might go around US,
okay,
like visit some of the cities.
you can take up some courses too during summer, right?
We can do a summer semester, but then again, if I take up 3 courses in summer or maybe even 1 course in summer, I will graduate in August 2024 instead of December 2024. So then I have to again start looking for jobs, and I will be finishing my curriculum in 3 semesters.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so I'm not looking forward on doing it so early. Like
Yeah.
I want to finish it smoothly with taking enough time.
Same here. I took my time. Like I could finish it in 3 semesters, but then the last semester I just took to do 1 course. Same 30 credits, 10 courses. So even but some people choose to do like it in 3 semesters because they do not want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah. So that is true. If there are a lot of people completing it in 3 semesters, and then they straightforward start working, so that is also a good option, that you cut down on 6 months of your education and start doing a full time. But looking at the market right now, it's recommendable to take your time.
For sure. It's really bad currently.
Yeah.
So how's Washington DC in general? How's the community mix? How's the college? And are there any other colleges around your college as well?
Yeah, so Washington DC in general is a very pretty place, though a bit expensive, but it's good to live in because there are a lot of mixed diversity and culture of people here. Like if you go to Arizona, if you go to California, you see a lot of Indians around, but that's not the case here. It might be 40% Indians, but then you get to meet a lot of new people, interact with people from all over the world, and that's the motive of coming to US, that you get exposure from a different culture.
Yeah.
So the exposure is very good here. There are also a lot of universities, like there's a Georgetown University, there's George Mason University. So all of these are close by to my university.
Got it. So, till now, I don't think you would have been to a career fair because you're not looking for a full-time currently. But do you have any ideas of how the career fair is? What's the average pay for a computer science student and what companies visit?
So the career fair here in my there happens a career fair in my university on every maybe fall before the fall semester starts tentatively, and no when after fall, okay, sorry. That happens, okay, so the career fair is usually after the fall semester, and there are a lot of companies coming in here, like Amazon, of course, being the biggest recruiter. There's Detroit, there's Dell, there's AWS. A lot of companies from across the country comes here, and also Virginia and DC are like the hub for startups, so you do get a lot of career opportunities here.
That's nice. That's good to hear that. Also, Arlington is developing. I think Amazon is building their new office in Arlington. They were planning to shift their what do you call it?
The headquarters.
Yeah. They were planning to move the headquarters to Arlington, but I don't know if they've stopped that plan. But they're making it more like a machine learning thing.
Yeah, in Arlington.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that is a plus point. The Virginia is close by to DC. Even Arlington is close by. So all of these places have a lot of industrial opportunities for students.
For sure. So how is your experience been in George Washington University till now? You've just transitioned. So did you feel any differences that you face some problems, some good and bad times that you've had?
So far, I have not had any bad times here. The university is pretty good. Everyone is very welcoming, including the professors, including the student associations. They have a lot of student clubs to welcome the new joinees here. So the culture in the university is very friendly, student friendly. So you won't have a bad experience. So
that's great. That's great. I think just the transition is difficult, being away from home and then the homesickness.
Yes. So that is it. Like when you move to a different country away from your home, it becomes a bit difficult because you're having an independent life. But then again, it has its own pros and cons.
For sure.
So yeah.
Okay. Are there any suggestions for young aspirants who are looking for a master's in computer science from George Washington University in particular?
No, as like if you're specifically targeting George Washington University, I would say that try to be quick with your applications so that you can get the maximum amount of scholarship. Also, when you apply to the university and as soon as you get the offer letter and everything, try looking up on the GWU employment portals for your part-time jobs. So the moment you land here, you have everything like sorted out. You don't have to wait for a month or two to get your things done.
Yeah, for sure. And is there any Indian association? I mean, how did you find a room and a roommate there?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough because my best friend is in DC, so I was not supposed to look around a lot. But before deciding on staying with her, I did communicate with a lot of people. So usually there are WhatsApp groups. The moment you get admits, you might find a link for joining a WhatsApp group saying these are the links for MSCS admits people or girls group, whatever. So you can just join the group, text people that I'm looking for a roommate, and that's easy to connect. If you guys have a vibe, you can decide on the roommates and then look for a house which is convenient to everyone.
Yeah. So it was great talking to you today, Prima. Is there any last minute advice that you or any things that you want to talk about before we end this?
Yeah, so like last minute advice is a lot of people do say that it is difficult to stay away from home, it is difficult to have independent life, which is right, but this is an experience in itself. So I would really recommend if anyone is planning or thinking about pursuing masters, it is really good opportunity to live your life and learn new things and meet new people. This is a whole new country, different from our home country.
Yeah, US is definitely a land of opportunities. There's so much to explore, so much to learn.
Exactly. Apart from academics, you will even learn a lot of life experiences here, which we might not have experienced staying in our comfort zone.
That's true. So it was great talking to you, Prima. I hope you have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.